Jockey Club Cup is next up for us, one of the three Group 2s on the weekend. If you want to have a look at Hong Kong Direct this week, in actual fact, on the multimedia showcase on the website, myself, Graham Cunningham and Ed Sadler just concentrating on the three feature races and the tips out of all three of those as well. But as far as the lineup is concerned here for the Cup, they're headed by Exultant, again carrying that Group 1 penalty, so £128 on his back, third and beaten favourite last time out. Behind Southern Legend. Glorious Forever carries the Group 1 penalty as well. Rise High, of course, beat Wide Cuckoo and Beauty Generation last time out. Southern Legend a super run in the ladies' purse to beat Time Warp, who made all on that occasion, or tried to. He'll jump from barrier 2. Eagle Way was last year's winner, but that was his last win. Fiore was last season's Hong Kong Derby winner. And down to Ho Ho Khan, to be ridden by Alexi Bedell. Who's behind Southern Legend last time out and is £12 worse off as well this time round as they move out of handicap company. We've made the way to the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map and a few key races as well. And the two brothers, the front runners, have drawn perfectly here in 1 and 2, but it's suggested that Time Warp might head him off and get the front.
I think he will. He seems to have settled a lot better up in front now that he's been up at Chung Fa and had some time up there. So you'd expect him to be up front. Now, last time we saw him in front, he was up there and the pace didn't look to be that quick, but they still ran a track record time. Glorious Forever, Frankie used to have him sitting up out there trying to take on Time Warp, but he's just been trying to teach him to take a sit. So that's the option, or that's the option taking on Time Warp. But I just don't think they want to do that because it just doesn't end up well for either of them. Southern Legend, we saw him last time out. He was really handy. Casper and Alberto got him into a beautiful position. That was when he was able to win last time out in the track record time. So I think he's going to be right there. Exultant, he had a perfect run 3 back on the fence last time out, and he's going to get that again today. So that looks good for him. And the two back at the end, we know Rise High, he settles back, as too does Ho Ho Khan. Both of those two will be back at the end of the field. All
right, Rise High, we don't know his final end game just yet, but Ho Ho Khan working his way towards the Vase. What have you seen in the morning, Paul?
Last year's Vase winner, Exultant. He's been going really nicely. You know, he's second up now, this horse, and it was a really good run and a really quick time. His track work's been good since he's come on. He's got a good draw. He's up to a favoured distance. He looks well placed. Rise High. Now, he was a really nice winner at his last start, beating Beauty Generation. That was over a mile. He steps up to 2,000 metres, but he has run well over this longer trip before, and he hasn't taken a backward step either. So his work's been good leading into this. And I thought I'd show this one to Ho Ho Khan. I thought there's a bit of improvement with him. He is working with a lower class horse and Kung Fu Tea, but he goes nicely here. Ho Ho Khan, I thought, was a good run from him in this particular piece.
Yeah, and the further they go, the better for Ho Ho Khan as well. So 2,000 metres perfect for him. Let's start off with Rise High. Big win last time out. Big race jockey, Vincent Ho.
Rise High, Vincent. You beat Beauty Generation last time out. That was quite something.
Yeah, definitely is a good horse. Although with the weight different, but it's still you know, his fitness is getting there as well. So hopefully he can also run good and hopefully win this time and be top fit for the international.
What about taking on Exultant here, another superstar of Hong Kong racing?
Yeah, you know, last season he got beat by Exultant not far away. So 2,000, it should be very competitive. Yeah.
Does he feel fitter since that last start run?
He gallops well, so you know, and I think he should be getting better and better.
You've obviously got a pretty good relationship with the horse too, Vincent. 3 rides, 2 wins, a second. You get along with him well?
Well, need to thank you to my ex-boss who put me on him. You know, and when he's getting mature and fitter for Hong Kong, it's just the timing, you know. So thank you to him and the owner who support me.
He keeps getting the job done, though, Vincent. That's why he keeps getting the leg up. First up runs don't come much better than that for Rise High. It's just whether he can go on with it now, I suppose.
It was terrific, wasn't it? And Vincent pointing out he's only finished a length and a quarter away from Exultant in the past. I think it's the race between these two. Exultant's run, though, first up was cracking.
Yeah, that's my Quinella. But, yeah, look, Rise High's done nothing wrong. He's really come into his own, and it was a good, strong win last time.
All right, OK, so those are 2 of the big names, but we had half the field lining up here in the ladies' purse last time out. It was Southern Legend eventually getting over the top here in track record time. of Time Warp, who's run second. Super run from him. Exultant, here he is back on the rail, stalking. Eagle Way, last year's winner of this race. Ho Ho Can't out wide. Fury, disappointing for me so far, and Dark Dream also back there. They should have little arrows on the end of those. We'll just go with the straight lines, the sticks this time, boys.
Pick up sticks. No, it was a good run, this one, and you can see, look, Time Warp was back to somewhat of his best, I thought. He'd been a little bit disappointing leading into this, but it was a really good run from him. Exultant was the run of the race for me, though. Up to 2,000 looks ideal. And I thought Ho Ho Khan's run wasn't too bad, and his track work has been good since, so he's come on from that. So, look, it's a good pointer of this, but of these ones, I'm going to take Exultant as the one.
He just had that really good run. He actually looked a little bit flat coming towards the home turn in that run last time out at about the 450, 500, but he picked himself up and ran on pretty well over the final stages. Time Warp, Tony indicating that just might be a rejuvenated horse with that time up at Chung Fa, a bit more relaxed in the mind and whatnot. The horse that was disappointing out of that race definitely was Furore, but Hugh Bowman goes back on board.
Yeah, OK. Well, this is Time Warp's brother in Glorious Forever. Are they calling him bluff? Do they kick on regardless, or do they try and drop in and settle him here? This is a good trial. Let's beat the clock on his outside. Yeah,
he led in this recent trial. He seemed to do it pretty well on this occasion. Look, I'm just not sure where he's at. He ran 6th in this race last year. He won this trial pretty well over Beat the Clock, but when he does go forward, he just gets a bit keen, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's the question, and he likes to get his own way and bully his way in front, but he's not going to get that opportunity in this. Interesting to see how he goes. I haven't put him in the end, but he's definitely a chance. There's no question.
Again, we've seen it before. If Time Warp and him take each other on, it ends no good for either of them. All
right, but he is last year's Cup winner as well. Exultant's favourite, Paul, with a £5 penalty.
Yeah, and I've got him on top, Exultant. I think he's come on nicely since that debut run. And look, we keep forgetting a little bit. He has beaten Elise Grandeur, this horse, who's gone on and won big races in Australia. He's also beat Watergeist, who's gone on and won the Arc as well. So he brings out some really good form, Exultant. Rise High in there for second, Ho Ho Khan and Time Warp, 1-3-9-6.
The Quinella for me in the races, Exultant and Rise High, horses 1 and 3. They're on top for me with Time Warp. I think he can run a decent race this time round again. Time Warp, he looks to be back in good form. And Southern Legend, he'll be there at the finish as well. He's placed in his only run over course and distance, has Southern Legend. But 1 to beat 3, 6 and 4.
I got the same cue as well. I'll go with Rise High, though, on top, getting that £5 pull. That might be enough to get him across the line in front of Exultant on this occasion. All right, that's the Jockey Club Cup.